There was a movie that came out this last year, Footloose. Funny thing is, I saw the original Footloose with Kevin Bacon when I was a teenager, and I thought, this is so cool, because I was a teenager. Now they have the one that came out, and I'm now the age of a parent, and they have this one that came out, and I watched it, and it was so terrifying, because I'm a parent. And as I watched it, I was like, oh, man. But the interesting thing is, you flip that one over, it's PG-13. Yeah, it's a little bit racy in a very real way. Have you been to a school dance? School dance is worse, actually. And the interesting thing is, I actually wrote an article about school dances a while back on the sourceforparents.com. And the interesting thing is, when you look at what goes on at a school dance, a lot of parents are like, I'd love to talk to my daughters about that. Because let's be honest, if you have daughters, they're going to want to, probably homecoming, senior ball, something, want to go to a dance. And the interesting thing is, when I went to a dance, it was a little different because, see, now you don't actually face your date. Now you go and you get up behind your date and you grind them from behind. And to be honest, all across the country, I always ask different people who've been to the dances, I say, is it the same out here? And they say, yeah, pretty much. You pretty much, go up behind. If you're facing your date, you're in the minority out there on the dance floor. And then you listen to the music that's being played, and a lot of us were sitting there going, I don't want to be, the yes parent and say, go out there, grind, sure, absolutely. But I don't want to be the parent that's, saying, no, sorry, you can't go at all. And then, when they're 18, they can do what they want. What do you do? What do you do with your 17-year-old daughter who's got 6 months left in the house, and she's like, I want to go to prom? How do you have that discussion? Well, I wrote another article on the sourceforparents.com saying, what if you took this movie Footloose, and what if instead of overreacting, what if you used it as a point of interaction? What if you actually talked about it? What if you showed the movie and you asked questions like, hey, this film was full of overreactions. What did you observe? Some of the young people overreacted by rebelling. What'd you think of that? What do you think the town parents should have done? Or what about ask them specifically about the dancing? I said one of these questions, in the drive-in scene, Ariel and many of the other girls danced provocatively. Why do girls feel the need to dance like that? Have you ever had that conversation with your daughter? When does dancing become sin? See, we as parents, sometimes we just overreact and we say no. Now, by the way, I'm not saying go rent American Pie and say, let's talk about sex and watch it. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that there's some of these things you're going to encounter in your culture, and maybe say, okay, let's watch this one together. We're going to talk a lot more about that in the workshop this afternoon at 2:30. What if we turned our overreaction into interaction? What if instead of just saying, no, because I said so, what if we started dialoguing with them? This goes beyond just parents. This is, yesterday I sat down with Sunday school teachers. Oh, it's not called Sunday school teachers here. Small group teachers. I talked with, youth, all the youth group leaders. And as we sat there and talked, guess what? This is beyond just parents. We all, as we look at young people today, maybe we need to take a peek inside their world and say, what can we do to dialogue with them, to be that positive mentor? Some of us, we don't know what to do, especially when it comes to this music. I spent a whole chapter in my book, my parenting book, talking about, it's chapter 6 is called, Dad, Can I Download This Song? And it's all about music and talking with our kids about music and scripture we can use. So we'll dive in a lot more of this afternoon. I hope you guys come out at 2:30. You guys, thanks so much for having me.